Welcome all to today's piece, where we will be looking at the T-34-3, which I believe will be a little topical considering all these WZ-111s have been out and about, and that was indeed what the last video of this series featured as well. So I found it pressing that a lot of people would possibly look at the T-34-3 and think, oh, well, I might want to have a go at that. It's the same gun on a slightly quicker chassis. And for the most part, well, you'd be right. It plays somewhat similar, which I hope this replay details, which is even better because it's in-night match, highest you can possibly see. And it's on Erlenberg, which is typically a map people see as one for legions with gun depression, which this lacks, but it's 5 degrees after the buff, so it's not horrendous. And before we get into position, as always, let's have a look at Starshield. Now, we are going through from the southern spawn. Oh look, we've got an additional green line. This is professional, ignore that. But no, how the map normally plays, there's no sense in swinging wide. That's putting you too far out of the fight. For not, you're delaying yourself getting into the fight. Most gun depression mediums can make use of this. We're not, because we've only got 5 degrees. We're going to cut up this way eventually and go into this little nook, because most enemy tanks, a lot of people love going over here. We're going to be popping them in the turret, and then late game dealing with the rest and not touching those white zones. If you go out there, you're probably going to get your jack seat shot off, so do your team a favour, stay away from there. Righto, getting back into the match. What we're actually going to do is this bush right here. Ah, you see? T-44, we can shoot there. Or not. That said, you can spot from here, and if anything creeps up over that ridge, pop them in the turret. But since nothing else seems to be coming, we're going to go to that spot that I mentioned earlier, after firing that shot and whiffing. So, just to give you a bit better scope of what I was talking about on the map, there's a particular bush up here. Zooming out, and then you've got this little pocket on the inside, popping that Persian in the sides and he got a bit, well, ballsy and paid for it. So yes, from this little ditch, we can hit all those tanks over there top the ridge, and they see very little of our tank upper hull, which they may very well just ricochet off of, which somebody just bounced off of a turret. So if you find yourself in a low gun depression tank such as this T-34-3, you can do rather well. Of course, pending them pushing down the lower side, but we've got the backing to make use of this. Though there is, as you will undoubtedly have seen so far, that end accuracy, it is a Russian 122. It plays as such. So for a lot of people that might want to get a sniping medium, yeah, you can potentially do it with this, but not reliably against armored targets. And there's that lovely dispersion, as we looked at in the last video on the WZ. Cheeky little AMX-30. It does not go where you intend the shell to, the better half of the time. And again, from that little dip, well, I say that, now we're pushing over, they're still bouncing off. And not the best armor on this thing, I must say. 90mm with a good angle, which may get you some bounces like we did there against T-43. Uh-oh, T-95. Run away! Getting in these dips so he doesn't pop us. Right, now finding another ditch. We see, don't have the gun depression, you gotta fully peek. That can be problematic with this tank. But that is one of the few faults I believe you'll find with it. It's decently quick, a good alpha on it, and after that buff, up, juke, 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 and he was. Right, pushing in. Well, now, after the recent buffs to the rate of fire on this, it's much better than the T-34-3, which is an analogue that a lot of people make. Because same gun effectively, or don't do what I did, I got lucky here. Time to face hug, poor bugger. Oh, bang it up. And the 49 pops the AMX M4, good stuff. But yes, for the third time interrupting myself, the rate of fire was buffed on this and has a significantly better reload than the other 122s. And of course, Azzy wanting that damage is nearly shoots sus for it. Oh boy, please don't do that, folks. If there's a face hugging tank, no. Now to mess around with the T-34. I don't know. Overall, I really do think this tank gets a very bad rap. Now watch and see if we can bounce over T-34 with a low roll. Ah yes, and going back to liking it a bit to the WZ, it is the same gun with a reload that is not significantly different. See that as tanking, forgiving the term, that's not advisable. I was being stupid and testing something for purely educational purposes. Right. Oh look, a 3090 they got lit. For some reason, I don't want to trust a super version with trying to off it. So let's go chase them down. And as we do, going into the stats on the vehicle a bit, because Take Inspector's being a bit funny with the T-34-3 at the moment. Rate of fire, roughly the same as the WZ-111. And then you might say, well, why wouldn't I just run this because it seems better? Its top speed, whilst the same, effectively, the power to weight ratio is much better on this tank. It will get you up to speed reliably on flat surfaces, and going uphill it takes them much quicker than the WZ. Though, being the same gun, watch this. We will aim in, he's not that far away. It went underneath the rear of the turret and just whiffed it. So, if you like the WZ, you want a tank that's a bit quicker with, admittedly, as reliable a turret, I think you'll like the T-34-3. And better yet, if you like the T-34-2, and you ran the 122 and liked it, this tank you will love. Because it is the same speed, slightly lower power to weight ratio, but it does not affect the acceleration nearly as much. Now, going into, as always, the after battle. That was a 3,000, just under 3,200 damage match. 114,000 credits. That is decent credit earning. Forgive the cat. This is a very professional video this time. And in that little ditch that we used, 1,200 blocked by armor. This thing has a very reliable turret on it. A bit inaccurate, most of the engagements were close range, so didn't waffle all that much, which is where you're going to want to play this tank at under 300 meters away. And the penetrations are another thing. But just like the WZ, it has a very good premium round, 250 pen hit. So if you do get a 10-9 match against heavies, it can still pen them reliably. And with all that said, I hope you all, as I say every time in, found this at least informative, if not entertaining. Good day.